Hi guys, so we're still on square roots. So we're gonna go ahead and do these 5 examples and actually get to where what is the square root of these. All right, so let's go ahead and do it. Okay, now these examples are on this slide right here. So if you can't see these very well, they're on this slide. Okay, so find the square root of each number. Find the square root. That's what this means. This little symbol right here is find the square root. Find the square root of 4, and then find the square root of 16 with a negative in the front. Okay? So let's go to the first one. So the first one, what we can use is, let's use that table. Let's go ahead and use it for number 1. Okay, let's find 64. And we already circled all these, so let's find 64. There it is. And let's see if these are the roots of it. The root of 64, one is 8, and then the other one is 8. And because they are the same, these are the square. This is the square root of 64. So the square root of 64 is 8. So the square root of 64 equals 8 because 8 times 8 equals 64. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Okay, 8 times 8 equals 64. Now remember what the square root of a number is. It's one of its two equal factors. So you just put 1. You don't need to put 2. But I'm just putting this because, so that you understand where it comes from. So the square root of 64 is 8. That's it. Let's move on to the next one. What is the square root of 4? Let's look at our table. Let's find 4. Well, here's a 4, but we didn't circle that one. Why not? 1 times 4 is 4. Yeah, but they're not equal. The one that we did circle is right here. This one is 2 and 2. So the square root of 4 is 2. So the square root of 4 equals 2. The square root of 4 equals 2 because 2 times 2 equals 4. That's why. All right? All right, for number 3. Now, number 3, it has a negative here. A negative. So what you can do for now is ignore the negative. So ignore it. So let's rewrite it. Let's rewrite it without the negative. So we're just going to put it like that. Then we're going to bring the negative back. Okay? So let's find the square root of 16. Let's look at our table. So 16 is right here. So it looks like 4 and 4. So the square root of 16, the root, where it comes from, is 16. So let's go ahead and write that down. So the square root of 16 equals 4 because 4 times 4 equals 16. It's one of its factors. These two are called factors. Okay? It's one of them. So your answer is 4. Now, let's not forget the negative. So let's bring the negative back. So negative 4. So this is your answer. Okay? So it's not just 4, it's negative 4 because we brought it back. Don't forget it. Okay? All right, let's go on to number 4. Now, number 4, you see a fraction. Uh-oh. Danger, right? Well, no biggie. So what we're going to do here, there's a law that says that we can actually split this up. We can split it. We're going to put the radical sign, this little thing right here, this square root sign. We're going to put it over the 9, and we're going to put it over the 16. We can put it over separately. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so look, now they're separate. Square root of 9 and square root of 16. Now they're separate. So now we can look at our chart and find the square root of each one. Let's find the square root of 9 and the square root of 16. All right, first let's look at the square root of 9. So the square root, the square root of 9 is 3 because 3 times 3 is 9. Now let's look at the square root of 16. 16 is 4. 4. So the square root of 16 is 4. So here it is. So individually, the square root of 9 is 3. Okay. Individually, the square root of 16 is 4. Together, it's 3/4. Now, check this out. If you were to put this on a calculator, you get that. If you were to put this on a calculator, you get that. If you were to put this in a calculator, you get this right here. If you were to put this in a calculator, you would get this. Try it. Google it and try it. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and put this one. This is a special case, okay? Notice how this one, the negative's on the inside, yes? This one, the negative's on the outside. Well, this is a special case. For right now, if you put this into a calculator, you're going to get 0. Let me show you. So here it is. Here's my phone. So you probably have one like mine too. This is the iPhone. If you have an Android, it'll work too. It's fine. So I'm going to put negative 49. There it is. And I'm going to push the square root one, which the square root one is this one right here. It has the little symbol like that, but it has a 2 on top. Okay, so push it, and then look at that, error. So all you need to know that for now, this is an error. So anytime you see a number inside like this, inside the radical sign, and it has a negative on the inside, this is an error. This is not an error, okay? Don't get confused. All right, now I'll tell you guys real quickly a preview. This, you're going to see it again in Algebra 2 when you go to high school. And this is actually going to have a solution in high school. Okay, and this is going to lead to imaginary numbers. You know how we've been dealing with real numbers, right? It's always been real numbers that I told you in the beginning, right? These are all real numbers. This, they're all real. This is imaginary. So you'll deal with this in Algebra 2, not here. Okay, just letting you know. All right, so here's the 5 examples that are on this slide too. So go ahead and put these on the next slide. Go ahead and make sure you did copy these down. So go ahead and take a picture of this and put it on the next slide. All right, guys.